it added an extra click. Hello, everyone. Welcome to our One World Zohar. This week's portion is Devarim. It's the first portion of the fifth book. And there is no, in our edition of the Zohar, there is no specific Zohar portion that is called Devarim. But our teachers tell us it's a hidden portion. So right away we're going into the revealed but unrevealed world. And we're going to be in volume 19, the portion of Balak, and the article is Article 6, the Yunukah, which means the child. And we're going to be at verse 60 in volume 19. And let's begin by inviting in the Rav and Karen Michael, Rav Shlag, Rav Brandwein, the Ria Kodesh, the Ramchal, Rav Tarfon, Rav Mazulai, Rav Menachem Mendel Lavatepsk, Rav Kolonish, Pia Setzna, the Baal Shem Tov, Rav Shimon Bar Yochai, and all the students, Rav Mordechai of Chernobyl, one soul with Joseph the Righteous, Yosef Tzadik in Shechem. Today is the third day of Av, of the month of Leo, and it's the anniversary of elevation of Rav Shimshon of Ostropoli. So we have his assistance today. We're in the midst of the 9 days, the 9 most intensely energetic, negatively energetically charged days of the year, only to be outdone by the 9th of Av, which is coming up next Tuesday night, Wednesday. Excuse me, Wednesday night, Thursday. That was a test. So we're in a very intense period of time. It's not bad, it's intense. And so if you're experiencing energy of intensity, you're feeling the right energy. That's the energy that's there. And so don't look at it like it's your problem. It is. Look at it, it's just like this is the energy that's out there in the world right now. And towards what end? What's that doing for us? It's going to help us see our shortcomings, our blockages, the things that we need to fine tune so we can more clearly access our soul. Okay, by way of introduction, let's begin by anchoring our consciousness in a consciousness of connecting to the upper realm through these verses. And in the upper realm, we're going to connect to the level of Binah through these verses and connect to the energy of healing. So everyone you know who needs healing, now's an opportunity to connect to that energy and send energy of healing to everyone you know who needs healing. I have my list, which I am looking for and sending energy of healing to everybody that's on my list. And I encourage you to do that. Also, if you know their mother's name, even better. So it would be like Sarah Bat Rebecca, Bat meaning daughter of, or Abraham Bat Rivka, Ben Rivka, excuse me. Also, let's send energy of assistance to those souls that we know are in the first 12 months of the leaving the physical realm. Yehuda ben Abraham, Ganis Batzev, Wendy Bat Stanford, Yael Bat Yaakov. My list is more extensive than that, but those are special ones. Let's also connect to the energy of Ahavat Chinam, unconditional love, treating everyone in the world with human decency. Let's connect to the energy of Achdut, of unity in the world, of ending the wars and conflicts that are going on in our world, protection for all those innocents in harm's way, protection from evil eye and evil speech, removing chaos and negativity from our world, sending energy of healing to the people of Venezuela who've gone through a very catastrophic earthquake and other catastrophes they've had to deal with. And let's also send energy of cooling the fires of our neighbor to the north of Canada, or those who are in Canada. Let's end those fires and clear up the environment. That's energetically, we have the ability to do that also. Okay, verse 60. By way of all that introduction, here we go. Yom echad ahavo chavraya yatvin umit nagdchin ilain be'ilain. Vehava taman Rabbi Elazar, Rabbi Abba, Rabbi Chiva, Rabbi Yossi, ushar chavraya. Amru hav ketiv al tatzar et Moab et tidgar bam milchama v'gomer. Begin Ruth v'nama. Dahavo zeminin lenafka minahu. Tipora itacht Moshe dahavat mimijan. V'yitro uveno denafka mimijan. Dahavu kulo zakae kushot al avodat kochavim. V'tu Moshe de Rabbiu le b'mijan. Ve'amar le Kuchabrichu Nukom Nikmat Bnei Yisrael Me'et hamijanit ihachi masho panim it b'milah diatir itchazu b'nei mijan l'shezava min Moav. I'm just saying, I'm not sure exactly what's here, but we may never get it. We may not complete this paragraph. It looks like it's a lot. Peter?
All right. One day the friends were sitting and contending with each other, meaning they were having a discussion among themselves.
Okay, interesting open, no? Usually it's Rabbi Elazar, Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai, of course, one of the other students of Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai opening with a discussion. But here, a couple things. First of all, Yom Chada, one day. What do you mean one day? Didn't everything happen on one day? Couldn't you start every story like that? Is this like they're just trying to be creative? It's story time? Once upon a time? Couldn't be. Could never be that. It's the Zohar. Everything's significant. So when we say one day, what are we thinking? Anybody? It's energy of unity. In the story of creation, we know there's 7 days. And at the end of each day, it says, V'yeh Rivoker, there was a evening and a morning, Yom Sheni, the second day, or Yom Shlishi, the third day. It doesn't say Yom Echad, as I recall. It says, I forget the words are, but the translation is one day. And here we have it also in the Aramaic, one day. So right off the bat, we're talking about the energy of unity. That's what this is. So our first takeaway is this energy of unity. Now, why is that significant right now? Well, it's always significant. But can anyone take a guess at why it would be significant during the 9 days or on the eve, well, not the exact eve, but a few days before Tisha B'Av, the 9th day of Leo, the 9th of Av? You want to think why energy of unity might be appropriate now?
Well, we know really bad things happen on the 9th of Av. So anything we can do that brings us all together points us in the same direction.
100%. Do you recall what specifically our teachers tell us about why the temples were destroyed, why the temple was destroyed to begin with? Happened to be on the 9th of Av. It's a very negative day. But what was it that was the source of the energy of protection wasn't there? What diminished that energy of protection that allowed the temple to be destroyed?
Our elders and say, oh, go, whoever, let somebody else go.
I was going to say it was the collective consciousness of the people at the time, which is very negative.
Well, you're right.
Yeah, it wasn't that it's negative, it's that they didn't love each other. They didn't
love it, right. They didn't call each
yes,
other.
they didn't love each other. But I want to take it one step further. It was sinat chinam, baseless hatred.
Baseless hatred, that's right.
It was baseless hatred. There wasn't even a good reason for it, just baseless hatred.
But okay, I have a question. Baseless hatred, even there is, I want to challenge, what does that mean? Because hatred, yes, there's no base for hatred, but typically when there is hatred, the base is it's very personal. It's very inside.
Oh,
So
yes, it is. So then how could that be baseless? Look what they did to me. I was just in a grocery store. Someone said hello to me and I said hello, but trust me, they haven't been very nice.
right.
I did say hello. I didn't ask them how the family was. I didn't go into that. I just said hello, But I think I have reasons, don't I?
Well, they're not reasons that are real. They're reasons that are just people hate people for no reason, but the reasons are because personally themselves, there's something inside themselves that they can't stand.
Yes, I want to say that the reason is ego.
Ego. Okay, thank you.
That's it. No, right, 100%. It's body consciousness. It's actually looking at people like they're different. I mean, that sows, if you think people are different, then that sows the seeds of baseless hatred. Because now I have a reason. They're not like me, and they don't like me. So I have a reason.
Right.
So right away, that's why the temples were destroyed. That is enough because we have energy protection, but baseless hatred is enough to shut down the force fields. So the Klingons can fire on this Starship Enterprise. When you don't have your force fields up, you're now open to negativity. So, and we're trying to, what is the whole point of these 9 days? It's to see those things, to see where my ego is in the way. Are we going to catch it every time? No. Maybe I should have been nicer. I don't know. I was okay. But I mean, now's no time to be settling vendettas. Now, it's never a time. It's never that, but especially now. Especially now.
Boy, but own it for ourselves, right? Because if we have anything, if that type of thought comes up to us, we're clearly not being a good example for the Creator because we're getting away from love thy neighbor, right?
Wait a second, 100%. Love your neighbor as yourself. But Peter, so it comes up. Who sent it?
We know the answer is the Creator.
The Creator did. So like, it wasn't me. Why did the Creator send that to me? Why did I bump into that person today at the
opportunity
kosher grocery store? Why did that happen?
Keep going, Ann.
Naomi, what would you say? I mean, it came from the light.
It came from the light. The Creator needs you to see, and this is a perfect time for you to see what's inside that is blocking you. Like what's inside?
No, I have these vendettas I need to settle.
So you bring.
I mean, literally though, it's helping me see you're carrying around all this energy, this negative energy, which you don't need.
You don't, right.
You don't need it. You don't need it. You really don't.
It's never about other people, though.
Naomi, what'd you say?
It's never about the other person as much as they
no, wait, it's not personal. It literally is that's their issue, not mine. Why am I making it mine? It literally, it's like, they may have showed up a certain way because of limitations they have. Why do I have? That's not my limitation. It's their limitation.
But David, for the fact that you said it the way you said it, for you, right? We know it's their limitation, but you even said you're holding it. So that negativity, the negative energy is sitting in you, and we all do that.
That's right. So thank God I have the opportunity to learn Zohar within an hour of that event, and I can, I can process it here.
Sometimes it goes out the door when you're faced with it.
Yeah, it's like, just own it. Just own it. Let's own it and process it and move on. I got to own it. If I just want to make it about them, then, who am I kidding? So, okay. So like, this is all coming up now for all of us because the light is giving us the opportunity to work through it, to process it, and to just leave that baggage at the curb. Move on. Suzanne?
Yeah, so you guys can hear me, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, since I've been gifted by being born during the 3 weeks, the beauty of all this is every single thing that comes up is all about it's the inside job. And the cool part of it is by being gifted, by being born in this time, sometimes I can just feel it like the Velcro is separating inside. And I'm like, oh, wow, that's amazing. Like I wasn't even doing anything. You know what I mean? Like I'm just present, but it's happening. So obviously that's the gift of the time, right? And whatever work that we've all collectively done for ourselves and each other. But it's definitely an inside job, no doubt about it. And good to even beyond the 3 weeks to just keep realizing it's me. It's not them. It's me.
I mean, listen, as you know, I'm also born during the 3 weeks. So like, it's like that energy is with us all year long.
Yeah. And like you said, perfect time. Like, why not take the Concorde and get rid of it as much as you can, if not all of it, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, just extinguish. Yeah.
So okay, but right off the bat, we have this language of unity. And it's like, and I want to I want us to think about like that, how important that is and how important it is right now. It's really significant. It's really significant. And this is the opportunity that this Zohar gives us is to connect more to that energy of Ahavat Chinam. Now, every time we do a class, it's one of the things I included in the consciousness that we're setting at the beginning. It's like we want to connect the energy of Ahavat Chinam, of unconditional love. It's the opposite of Sinat Chinam, baseless hatred. So the tremendous opportunity, and this Zohar gives it right off the bat. And just for the record, I mean, we chose this chose us. I chose it, but I didn't. It wasn't really me. Okay, but there's something interesting, and that is that okay. The friends are sitting. There's an energy of unity, but the English word there is contending with each other. Oh, that doesn't sound like agreement, does it?
No.
No. And the Aramaic for that is umit nagchin. My Hebrew's not good enough to know what that word means. And I don't see any Hebrew speakers here, but I'm just saying, it conjures up, contending conjures up energy of conflict. And I want to say there's two kinds of conflict. There's conflict working towards unity, which is very positive. There's going to be conflict. It's the process. And there's conflict which leads to greater conflict. And so the fact that it says Yom Achada, this one day, this energy of unity that they're operating within, that this contending strikes me as being conflict working towards unity, which is what we do in this, is what we want to be doing in this world. We perceive a world of fragmentation, of differences and conflict, when reality is quite different. So again, gives us the opportunity to rise above that, especially now. And rising above it now eases the impact of the energy of the 9 days. The more in conflict you are, the more difficult the 9 days is going to be, which is why we have restrictions, which is why we're a little bit short right now, which is, I mean, you're thinking it's the heat and the unhealthy air out there. No, those are symptoms of the energy that's here. And it's energy of like, everybody's on edge, literally. If you don't feel you're on edge, then you're just not seeing it. That's the energy that we're in right now. There's no way you're not feeling that. However, our tools are geared to assist us in rising above that. The more connected I am to my soul, the less I'm going to feel that. And so studying Zohar strengthens my connection to my soul, raising my consciousness to energy of unity, of Ahavat Chinam, of understanding we're all the same, of not looking at the differences. Don't look at the differences. Look at the commonalities. Look at what we have in common. That's where we want our consciousness to be. And that assists us in navigating this very intense energy of the 9 days and, of course, of the 9th day, Tisha B'Av. Okay, let's continue.
Rabbi Elazar, Rabbi Abba, Rabbi Chia, Rabbi Yossi, and the rest of the friends were present.
Unnamed. And not everyone made the cut. But why were they named? Why those 5? Not really clear, but for some reason it is that way. I don't know. Let's continue.
They said, "It is written, do not harass Moab nor contend with them in battle."
Okay, so it's chapter 2, verse 9 of Devarim, and coincidentally, it happens to be, I believe, what we'll be reading tomorrow. So it's actually in the reading. So it's actually from this week. And the question is, why are we not harassing Moab? Why is there a directive to not create conflict with Moab? Okay, so again, this is energy of working against the conflict. Literally, don't harass them and don't do battle with them. By the way, historically, they were a very negative nation. They weren't nice to us. So what's going on? Let's continue.
That was for the sake of Ruth and Nahman, who were destined to come from their midst.
Okay, so the reason why we're going easy on them is because there are two of the most elevated souls to ever walk the face of the earth are going to come from Moab. Was Moab one of the tribes? No, was not one of the tribes. Who was Ruth?
Wasn't
She
she a
was-
convert?
Yeah, she is. She's a Moabite. She was married to one of the children, and again, it's like the Book of Ruth, which we read on Shavuot for very significant reasons. There's a whole book about her, the Book of Ruth.
Mhm.
So she famously, anyone remember the name of her mother-in-law?
Naomi.
Naomi. Oh, very good, Naomi. So it looked like I was tossing a softball, but I wasn't. So Ruth famously says she's married, her husband dies, her brother-in-law also dies. So Naomi is with her two daughter-in-laws, and now she has nothing. She has nothing. She has no money. She has no food. She has nothing. She has no shelter. She's like, girls, I can't care for you, and I don't have another son for you to marry. So the sister-in-law says, love you, Ma. I'm going to go figure it out. But that's not what Ruth says.
No.
Ruth says, wherever you go, I go. Your land, your house is my house. Your people are my people. I mean, Ruth, I don't blame the sister-in-law. No one can blame her for that decision she made. Ruth went above and beyond. I mean, talk about showing up, going against your nature. It makes no sense. It's illogical. Hence, she was like connecting to the realm of miracles. Didn't make any sense. She wasn't looking to make any sense. It wasn't about making sense. It was her connecting with her soul, because her soul knew what she needed to do. And so right here, with this just mentioning of Ruth, this is our opportunity to draw closer to our soul and to get direction from our soul, to get direction from our guides, get direction from our soul, to figure out and align ourselves with our soul's purpose, because that's what Ruth did. Not only that, anyone know who her great or great grandson was?
Is it King David?
Yes. And who comes from King David eventually?
The Messiah.
Messiah. So like Ruth, because of how elevated she was and how she was aligned with her soul, merits to channel the energy of Messiah into our world. So, just saying, hugely significant figure. And so again, we're connecting with that also. Anyone know what day of the year Messiah consciousness is supposed to arrive?
9th of Av.
The 9th of Av. You can't make this stuff up. I mean, I guess you could, but you can't. You can't make this stuff up. That's it. This is the energy of the 9 days. It's like, how does it make any sense that both temples were destroyed? And it's this on that day, and that's the day the Messiah consciousness shows up? How is that possible? Because it's that intense. So it's like the worst of days, the best of days, all wrapped up into one. Okay, so what else about Moab that was significant? Go ahead.
And if so, Zipporah, the wife of Moses, who came from Midian, and Jethro and his offspring, who came out of Midian, who were all truly just, most certainly should have protected Midian.
Yeah, why wasn't this? So okay, so Midian may have been a negative tribe, but there were a lot of positive people that came from it. Yitro, literally, Jethro has a portion named after him, who's Moses' father-in-law. And obviously Moses' wife also, Zipporah, also comes from that tribe. So like, is that what it was about? By the way, this verse shows up in the 5th book. Jethro and Zipporah, that already happened. It's not like we're protecting that tribe because they're going to come from that tribe. Let's continue.
Furthermore, Moses grew up in Midian, and still, though the Holy One, blessed be He, told him, execute the vengeance on the children of Israel. Wait, is that right? Did I say that right? Execute the vengeance
children of Israel.
of the children of
Yes.
Israel on the
Yeah,
Midianites.
so Moses was told, you're supposed to go after them. Go ahead.
Yet Moses' merit did not protect them. Therefore, there is an inappropriate bias in this matter, since Midian appeared worthier to be saved than Moab.
Okay, so you have these two tribes, the Midianites and the Moabites. The Moabites are being protected. The Midianites are not. Even though Jethro and Zipporah come from Midian. Why are we protecting the Moabites because of Ruth and Naamah, but we're not protecting the Midianites because of Jethro and Zipporah? That's the question.
David, I don't know if that's a rhetorical question or question, but the thought comes up, which is kind of interesting, is so positive people came out of Midian. So that means that energy was there for people to tap into. Moab was so negative that it needed the Creator's hand.
I mean, okay, historically, maybe, I don't know.
I don't know.
I think the Zohar is going to bring out a different point, and it's going to be Rabbi Shimon who's going to, I think,
Let's get there.
Let's go. Verse 61. I'm a Rabbi Shimon. Okay, by the way, I'm just saying, he's not listed. It's Rabbi Elazar, Rabbi Abba, Rabbi Chia, Rabbi Yossi. Was even Rabbi Shimon there? Or do they bring this question to him? I don't know. Amar Rabbi Shimon, la dami man dizamin lemilkat te'ene, leman dichvar likit lon. Amar le Rabbi Elazar, afal gav dichvar likit lon, shavacha iu. Amar le mandala leketane, natir ta'ena tadir, dela yehe ba pegam. Begin te'ene dizminat la'aita'a. Kevan de la kita te'ene, shavik la te'ena, betula natir la.
Rabbi Shimon said, there is no comparison between he who is going to gather the figs and he who already gathered them.
Oh, so there's a metaphor here. The first Zohar sets up the two tribes, and without providing us clarity as to why one was favored over another. And so Rabbi Shimon is going to provide us with that clarity by using a metaphor of collecting figs. Why figs? Why not olives?
Figs are sweeter.
I'm sure there's a reason. I'm not sure I know it, but I'm sure there's a reason. By the way, are figs one of the foods do we eat on the first night of Rosh Hashanah?
Yes. Boy, it's also no. It's on the when we're doing the various prayers of the 10. It's one of the foods we eat.
Wait, say that again.
Right when we're doing I think there's 10 prayers when we're getting the sheet and we're eating of
on Rosh Hashanah.
It's including the figs.
I believe that it is, and so there is a significance to figs. And without that sheet, I can't recall that, But so there probably is a reason. But what Rabbi Shimon is giving us.
Oh, in Israel. Sorry to interrupt.
No, that's fine. There you go. It's from the Holy Land.
Yeah.
Which gives it a special status. Let's continue. Let's see, because Rabbi Shlag is going to give us a little bit of more insight right here on top, layered on top of what Rabbi Shimon said.
Since Ruth and Naamah had not yet come out from Ammon and Moab, which is not the case with Zipporah, who had already emerged from Midian.
Okay, so here's the answer. You don't have to protect Midian because those people already showed up. But Ruth and Naamah haven't come yet, so let's not mess with Moab. That is essentially the fig story that Rabbi Shimon tells it like collecting figs. But Rabbi Shlag tells us more specifically what the meaning is. And again, understand the significance of what it means that Rabbi Shlag came to this world. Maybe we could have figured this out, but this is the gift of Rabbi Shlag, is unpacking that. Why didn't Rabbi Shimon say it that way? Why is he speaking in metaphors and allegories and compare? Why is he doing it? Why didn't he just come out and say it? Probably because there's a lot more depth to it, the way he answered it, but also, traditionally, Kabbalistically, we share one parcel and refrain from sharing two. Like everything is given out, is meted out in a limited fashion. That changed when Rabbi Shlag came on the scene and realized that things had just spun so far out of control that we needed more explanation. And we're the direct beneficiaries of that. Because without Rabbi Shlag, unlikely we'd be studying Zohar right now. So just another major takeaway for us is to just appreciate where we are and what we have access to. Okay, let's continue.
Rabbi Elazar said to him, although they already gathered the figs, it is still a merit and they should have been saved due to their merit.
Yeah, wait a second. Okay, they gathered their figs already. So, by the way, anyone know what the clothing that Adam and Eve wore was made out of?
Fig leaf.
Fig leaves. Allegedly. Allegedly. That's what Banana Republic was running on sale that week. So it must be part of the reason. No, it was the fig leaves. Well, Rabbi Elazar is saying, good question. Okay, so the figs been gathered, but they gathered the figs. So why isn't that enough? That should have been enough for them to be protected, right? That makes sense. Look, it's got to make sense because Rabbi Elazar is saying it. I'm just saying, at some level, that makes sense. So what does Rabbi Elazar not understand the answer? Or is he asking the question to give us an opportunity to understand it in a deeper way?
What you just said.
Yeah, I think so. And so understand that sometimes things happen, well, all the time. Whatever we're experiencing is there to assist us on our journey, in the journey of our soul. By the way, here we are in the section of the child. Where is the child? If you start from the first paragraph, you'll read about the child. By the time you hit verse 66, they're back at the child. But where's the child now?
Or he comes back in again because I'm later.
I know he does. But is he even in the story? Is he in this little story here? Why is the story in this section? I want to suggest that the child is always there. It's like your inner child. It's always there. Your soul is always there, whether obviously present or not. Your soul and your inner child are always present, whether you see them or not. And they're always contributing, whether we see their contribution or not. Let's continue.
He said to him, whoever has not collected the figs yet constantly guards that fig tree, so that it should not get any harm for the sake of the figs that are still to grow. He abandons the tree and does not watch it after collecting the figs.
Okay, so this is like great agricultural information, right?
I think it's more than that, David.
Doesn't the metaphor kind of fall short at this point? He's still going with it. So there's obviously something really deep here for us to understand. Because you could make the argument that there's never a good reason for war. Everything serves its purpose. Everything serves its purpose. And so the deeper meaning here, the deeper understanding is for us to understand. I mean, we see inequality, we see catastrophic events, we see people and animals and civilizations going through all terrible things. We need to feel that. And there may not be anything we can do about it.
David, I read the first sentence of the next paragraph, so it's worth noting. It says it's saying that God knew that Moab had to be protected because Ruth and the lineage that would come from it. So again, I think that speaks to what we don't see, right?
Absolutely. And we don't see. So the verse, though, in the Torah, the children of Israel are being told, don't mess with Moab. Don't mess with the Moabites. Did it make sense to them? They didn't know about Ruth. They didn't know about Naamah. So the deeper teaching here, the deeper lesson is we only merit to see so much. And we don't always merit to see the reasons why things happen in our life, the reason why challenges occur, the reason why situations evolve in the way that we don't see them, we don't see it. Here, we're getting an opportunity to see a deeper reality. And this also happens to be the energy of the month of Leo. It's helping us to see a deeper reality. This also happens to be the energy of this week. This Shabbat of Devarim is referred to as Shabbat Chazon, the Shabbat of vision. Why? Because the Haftorah begins with Chazon Yechezkel, as I recall. The basic is the word Chazon, which means the vision of the prophet. And so a huge part of what our opportunity is here in this section and in this week is connecting to accentuating, to growing, to connecting more deeply to our ability to see that deeper reality, to not get so caught up in physicality, not get so caught up in our ego, in our reactivity. We're gonna get triggered. That is the energy we're in. But through the tools that we have and the ability to see the deeper reality, we can see it for what it is. It's baseless. And we need to see that so we can grow during this period of time and rise above the potential chaos that occurs when we don't really see that deeper reality. Okay, we're out of time. Peter, thanks for reading. Shabbat shalom.
Thank you.
Love you all. And listen, Shabbat is another opportunity to rise above the negativity that we're swimming in right now. And also is Sunday, Saturday night Sunday, which is the anniversary of the elevation of the Arizal, the greatest Kabbalist of the past 500 years, who's, everything we do is aligned with the teachings of the Ari. So that's a huge day for us. Okay, everybody. Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom, everyone.